Yo, we have a problem because as of yesterday, Blackrock and each and other ETF is selling Bitcoin, and yesterday we saw a massive outflow. I already warned you for this in the video from 2 days ago. I said Bitcoin is losing support, and I also talked about the most important BTC ETF IBIT, the one from BlackRock, and they said, look at this, they're buying, and here suddenly they stop buying, and as of yesterday, they are selling off. Now I said already, if they're selling off, together with the one from Grayscale, this could cause a move to the downside. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not expect that each and every ETF started selling off as of yesterday, and you see this massive outflow in the total amount of Bitcoins. Now, I'm not saying we're going to zero tomorrow, but you can already guess what will happen to the price if all of these Bitcoin ETFs are starting selling and all these Bitcoin are being dumped on the market. Because if people are wanting to get out of the ETF, there's only one thing that they can do. They need to dump the Bitcoin on the market. So if this continues for a couple days, I think we can see a major move to the downside. Also, in yesterday's video, I said wait with your longs. I want to see a little bit more market structure. I want to see a little bit more movement here on the downside before I'm giving you a good trade. Well, we got that. With the price action of yesterday, we do right now have a few very nice setups that I'm going to give you now right away. There's one important note that I need to make. We have the low here from the wick that we already talked about a couple times. 57,500. But I also looked at the low of this week on a few other exchanges like Bybit and Coinbase and the CME futures. And although this is the low, I actually like the level of 59k more because that has more confluence with other exchanges. Why am I saying this? I also posted this on Twitter. If we are reclaiming 59,000, that is the first sign of strength. Not saying we're going to 100k, yippee-ki-yay. That's not what I'm saying. It's just the first sign of strength because now we're just going lower. We are a little bit overextended. I think we are due maybe for a little bit of a bounce. Yeah, if you then see the reclaim of 59,000, close daily candle above, you probably are going to go a little bit higher. Then the question is, are we going to create another lower high and then lower? Or are we really then pushing higher? We'll see. But for now, this is the first major hurdle. Alright, cool. Then now I'm zooming in here on the hourly and I'm also going to pull up Market Cipher B because we have a few interesting setups. I'm just quickly going to take out these lines right here because they are a little bit confusing. And I had here the first long setup, but actually I want to move it here to the low. So if we are coming down one more time like this and we're taking out these lows, let me zoom in. I want to make sure that you guys can see it. And we are going to take out all of these lows. You could make the case that we're setting up for a very nice bullish divergence on Market Cipher B where the momentum wave is one more time going lower and therefore actually creating a higher low and the price is creating a lower low. That is your bullish divergence. Then you can enter the trade to put your stop loss underneath. Actually guys, the really first target for me would then be that 59k what I just talked about, and after that the very low, but let's see how price develops. You could also make the case that we are doing one of these where Bitcoin is just kind of coiling up and then eventually going higher. This is usually an unsustainable move. This in itself is not a trading setup, but why I'm saying this is because this is liquidity and people are longing and eventually we go higher, we stay there for a little bit and then we are going down. A, this could be a short, but also B, you need to recognize that if we do make a move like this, you are taking profit somewhere along the way if you are for whatever reason right now in a long. That is very important that you understand that principle and that usually these moves where we really just coil up, those are not so sustainable. That right away then could also be a first short trade, and I'm just going to put it in, is let's say we are taking out the high from yesterday. Let me make this a little bit smaller. And we're taking out the high from yesterday, kind of an SFP trade, so we are going higher like this, right away losing the level. You enter here, you put your stop loss above the wick, and then you can just trade it to the downside. And honestly, I would be aiming for a new low and that is then where I would take profit. You could also maybe take profit somewhere along the way to make sure that you're going home with some money, and then of course move your stop loss to entry, but that would be the very first target, and who knows, maybe even get a double trade, one where we then first maybe now go higher, then we are taking the liquidity, something like just said with coiling up. That actually would be nice. And then eventually you take another long then here for the bottom. So you do something like this. This is your first trade, this is your second trade, and then you just play it to the upside. We can also just move a little bit higher and then see if we can take out these highs right here. This was just a very slow grind lower. That could be a trade, but I actually want to see how price moves once we reach that level. So then we're starting off on approximately 62k. So in this case we already reclaimed that important 59k what I just talked about. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is the backtest of the value area low. Yes, it is actually. So I need to move this just a tiny bit. There you go. So yeah, at the end of the day we are still in bearish market structure. Let me take my my drawings out. We are still in bearish market structure, so this move right now up could just be a back test of the value area low, because it was first support here, support here, and now it could be resistance. And also, if you take the trade here, eventually your target should be the low, but I will definitely take profit halfway because this is actually quite a big move. Look at that, 9%. I will definitely take some profit along the way, but this actually would also be a very nice setup that I will definitely be on the lookout to take this trade. Would I therefore now right away go long here and move it and trade it to the upside? No, because like I said, this looks a bit ugly. You have your rounding bottom, it's not super clear, but these for now are the most important trades. So a possible short from the value area low, a possible short from this wick right here, a possible long from the fact that we're taking out this liquidity, or you could even take a little bit a deeper one. There are some levels here underneath, they are not so strong, but let's say we are not doing something like this, but we go a little bit lower. Just wait until you see a change of market structure, and then you get into the trade. That will probably need a bit of a wider stop loss, but that could still be a nice trade. And of course then that 59k is first, and then eventually the value area low approximately 62,000. If I just look at market Cipher B, the 4 hour, it still looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, we have money flow just pouring out. Also on the 12 hour, I mean, maybe roll over, but the money flow is still just pretty bearish. Daily, same kind of story. Yes, I already said it looks pretty bad. We can still have 1, 2, 3 green days, maybe just a little bit up until we eventually roll down again. So I want to see this really clearing up, and it will probably take a couple days. Maybe in the weekend we'll eventually print that green dot here at the bottom. And like I said, on the hourly, that one for me, for now, looks the nicest, where I think that if we come down one more time, we are setting ourselves up for a very nice bullish divergence. But money flow needs to curve up. That for me is important. I want to see that curve up a little bit. Then I will definitely try to take the long trade and play it to the upside. For now, again guys, don't forget our environment. We are still bearish and we have not reclaimed any level. So far there are no signs of strength. Don't try to be the hero, don't try to catch the bottom. It doesn't matter if you get in now or $1,000 higher with more confirmations. Just wait for a sign of strength until you see that we are reclaiming some levels. Then you know that the bulls are back, and then you can ham hawk a bigger amount. But for now, all your long trades should be scalps, and you should be aiming for lower prices until we see a change of market structure. That'll be it for now. I will definitely keep an eye out on all the ETFs because this, if this continues with the outflow, then I think we can see much lower prices. And if that suddenly dries up and start buying again, yippee-ki-yay, I think we can have a move to the upside. I will update you here on the YouTube channel, but also on Twitter, of course. So definitely follow me on Twitter, and you can also follow me on Instagram. Both of those links you'll find in the description. And when you're down there anyways, then please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. And see you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.